Originally we've got big doubly door things here in the little bedroom. Originally I was going to drill through that wall there and lower down. The exhaust would have gone through there and then it would inside the metal casing, and that would have been in here. But the wife started twitching about having fuel in the house and exhaust fumes escaping, so I had to take it outside, and the videos after this will be showing me connecting it all up, building it and stuff like that. Hope you enjoy the videos. Good morning everybody. I've just had my Chinese diesel heater delivered, but I've got a slight problem. I'm hoping I can find some information. Normally the controller would have 5 buttons. That would be the on and off button. The power button is there. Now I'm going to be installing this so that it warms the house up. I know I can get a single pipe coming out of there, but I need to get into the controller so that I can get in the advanced settings to finally tune it. Now I will be installing it. I will be installing it down here with the air intake pipe going through there under the floorboards into a bedroom, sucking the air into it. Then it'll be fed down the back of there, and the heat will be pumped into there under the floorboards. It'll come literally about 6 feet, and then it'll come up into this cupboard. I'll bring it up through there, drilling all through that wall, and the outlet will be there somewhere, so it blows the heat straight out into the living room. Ideally this is how it would have fit, and I'll just kick that up. It would have fit there and the pipes would have run perfect, but I'm going to have to turn it off and do another little clip and connect it and show you why it won't. Ideally I should have just been able to, where's my finger, I'm doing this on an iPad so it's all skew with. Ideally I'd have just been able to take that out, spin it round and have those pipes at the other end, but these pipes are not in the centre. The overall is 14.5. Half of that is 7.25. 7.25 puts it about there. So 7.25 is where the screw hole is. Yep, the screw hole there. Where am I? There. That is dead in the centre, but it's not in the centre of the other bits. Basically you can see this side, hold on a minute, this side is a lot shorter than that side, so if I spin it round, the 2 pipes would be over here somewhere. Even that middle one, that one won't line up in the middle, it'd be over here a bit, so that can't be done. So I'm going to have to have it the other way around and just have the pipes bending round somewhere. Right, I've had a little sit down and a think about it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see under there, but underneath there there is 4 bolts that hold that on. If I take the actual heater off, then this plate here is just held on with 4 pot rivets. I can drill them out, move the whole thing over, re-drill and attach it further down. That way I'll be able to spin it round, reconnect it, and it will sit where I need it to. All I need to do then is cut this all out for the intake. Hold on. Yeah, cut that out, and that will then be the heat coming out, and this end will be the fresh air going in. Then it'll fit straight up against the wall then, and I think that is how I shall do it. But what I've done is I've taken the 4 screws that hold that to the actual heater, disconnected the fuel line. Now I've just got to drill those 4 pot rivets out, move it over, maybe spin it round, depends what that bit's for. I'll have to have a look and check what that bit's for. It just needs moving over a little bit. I had to unscrew the end here to give this a bit of wiggle room, otherwise it won't have come out. Right, I'll end this clip and I will do another clip when I've drilled out. Right, after much kerfuffling, that is now off. But every one of them pop rivets span round. I had them with grips, pliers, nippers, you name it. I grabbed it with it and they would still spin. So all I've got to do now is turn that round, move it over this way a little bit, work out where it needs to go, drill it, rivet it, and then put it back together. Right, I've popped a couple of screws into the base plate just to hold it into position, and if you think of the wall now being on this side, hold on, I'll spin it round. This is where the wall will be. Hot air's coming out of here, cold air's going in there, so that'll fit perfect. But latest problem is, I don't know if you can see it, but them pipes don't match up with this hole, so I'm now going to have to cut some of this out just to extend it. But once this end's cut out there, this will be able to move up a bit. It's just a matter of how far. But that's the next bit. Right, I've moved it over, re-pot riveted it, and if I can just tilt it up a bit to there. Those pipes, where I'm at, those pipes will now come through there. The fuel pipe will come through middle. But it is now done. So that when it's up against the wall like that, I'll unscrew this, put a hose on it that will come round and through the air brake, and this side I'm waiting for the single outlet that will come through there. It'll run along the wall just up here, it'll run round the back of there, and then it'll run through into that air brake there. That'll run the floorboards then. this is where it will finally sit. The air intake will go through that one up into a bedroom. The outlet will run along there, and the exhaust will run along there. But I'm going to be getting rid of that fuel tank and having a 20 litre fuel tank there, and probably a smaller with different fuel in it. So I'll have something like a 25 litre and a 20, or maybe a 20 and a 10. That way it'll be easy to refuel, and basically it'll be easy to keep it running. The downside is, if I'd have bought the actual heater with the separate 10 litre tank, that would have worked out cheaper and easier. But the good bit about this is the electrics are going to be inside there, and because it's going to be inside the actual casing, it should be a bit quieter, because the neighbour is literally there. So I've got to be as quiet as possible. This is just an update on how things are going. As you can see, I've now got the single outlet. I've got the 230, 240 volt down to 12 volt transformer, whatever they're called. That's wired up. But what I've had to do is, instead of having it wired on that side, I'm coming into this side. So that's wired there, if you can see past that. That's wired up. I've also had to move the fuel pump, which was on that side there. I've now had to move it over to that side. The cables both come through the bottom there. The black one, that's the one for the controls. The white one is the power. You can just see the fuel cable popping out. The reason it's taking so long to get all done is over Christmas and New Year we've had postal strikes, this, that and other, and all the gear that I've ordered, it's taking its time getting here, especially seeing as though most of it is coming from China. At the moment I'm just waiting for a 3-way valve for the fuel and 2 lots of ducting. Right, I'll take this round to where it's going to be and you'll be able to see it better then. And this is where it'll end up being. In the previous video I've shown where the ducting's going to run down there. Right, that'll sit on those stones there. You can see the fuel pipe comes out. That will go up to that fuel tank and that fuel tank. At the moment I'm waiting for the 3-way valve. The 2 wires, I'm not sure if I've already said, but the black one, that's the controller. They'll both go through there, then they'll shoot up under the floorboards. One will come up inside the little cupboard that you can see in the previous video, and then it'll go through onto the wall where the remote will be, and the power supply will run further along and it'll pop up underneath the socket and it'll plug straight into the socket. But at the moment I'm waiting for ducting, the solid fuel line, and something else, or the 3-way valve. But hold on, see if I can get any further back. That's where it's going to sit. It's going to sit there. I'll probably get some boxing and box that bit in down there. I can't put much in because the exhaust will be coming out of there. We'll see how it goes. Right, you can see the fuel tanks there and the air brick where the intake's going to be, and that's where the power the control wires will go through. That's where the heat will go through into the house on that air brick there. Right, they'll come through. The control wires will come through at the bottom there, up that wall, and I will drill an hole and connect it there somewhere. Postman Pat's just turning up. And the power supply that will keep running under the floorboards, and it will come up there. We'll have a short wire going in that socket there, and that's where the power will come from. And that's how we're going to have it. Well, at the moment all my bits are turning up and I'm just stocking them in a corner. I've got bits down there, the ends have turned up, some trunking's turned up, but I will keep you updated, and the rest of the stuff hopefully will be here definitely within the next week. I'll keep you updated as things progress.